Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, one and all. Welcome to Mike Mayo's Lunchbox here at Gulfstream Park's
Wait a minute, what happened to
Ten
Mayo?
Palms. He has to put us on the group, and by doing that, he has to duck out for a second. So
We all know what he did.
what did he do?
Last week he was on here spreading
He
Canadian
ran,
propaganda,
he ran from you.
and then he ran off to the border, and the type of sneaky thing that Canadians do.
Wait a minute, he was just on a show. There
right
he is.
there. He's
There
right
he is, Mayo Man.
Right
I'm
there.
back. Well, you know what happens, guys. Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? You guys are at Ten Palms. I'm here on the banks of the Rogue River, going rogue here in
You
southern
forgot your hair
Oregon.
dye today. What happened?
And what's that?
You forgot your hair dye.
Your hair's-
You're going more
There's
gray.
Silver Fox.
Is it because of the week with your daughter? What's the deal? Driving from
be
California to
it.
Oregon? I mean, that's not easy.
And that scruffy beard looks suspiciously Canadian.
You know what? It came in a lot better. I mean, you're almost Santa Claus-esque here. I mean, that looks good. How are you, Mayo Man?
So I guess it must be the natural sunlight. Again, the sun is just rising here. It's only 10 a.m. in the morning. I'm sitting outside on the patio of my glass cabin, and I learned something last night that those in glass cabins shouldn't get stoned because I missed a step last night.
When you walk into the wall?
No, first of all, yeah, it's really easy because it's a mirror thing and you didn't see what the glass is. But last night, as I was walking out here after dinner and after the Panthers' devastating loss, and I was soothing with some, well, it's not even medicine here, it's available recreationally, but beautiful night sky. But as I walked out to the patio behind this glass cabin on the river, totally missed a step. There was a step there, but it wasn't
No,
water
no,
moving. I
really?
almost stepped right on my face,
Not
but that's
good.
okay.
At 58, you shouldn't be
no,
going down in
Mayo.
situations like this. 3 knockdown rules in effect.
I held steady.
Yeah.
I held steady, but man, I'm having a fabulous time, but can I really call it a vacation? Because here I am, I'm kind of working now, right? So it's
Yeah,
for
you-
tax
you-
purposes,
it's
this
That's
working
your
whole thing's a
choice. Yeah.
write-off.
You could have blown it off, but
It's a working
we're at
vacation.
Gulfstream Park. You have a commitment here, and it's noble that you honored it when you're could have easily blown it off and said, hey, let's take a week off.
No, and I want to go, especially heading into the big Father's Day weekend. I wanted to obviously talk about the goings on there at Gulfstream Park. They're going to have a really nice Sunday brunch buffet, enhanced Father's Day buffet. We're going to talk to Joe Beja later in the hour, but let's get right to the festivities, which is in Lubie's case, it's not festivities, but it's more like a funeral. The Panthers last night, again, uncharacteristic giveaway of a game where they seemingly had control, up 3-0, give up 4 straight goals, down 4-3, tie it up late, and then blow it in the overtime. Lubie, I am sorry. I just think you are totally overreacting, casting blame all on one goaltender,
You overreact.
He's
Bobrovsky.
over the rim, off the rails.
When does
Yeah.
that happen?
I think we need to talk about something else, which
Let's-
was the things that got said last week on this show. And I brought a special surprise
Okay.
for you, Mayo,
Oh, geez.
and something I know that
Yes.
the Canadian brain will not be able to process,
Oh, God.
which is I got touchy
Oh,
gloves
no, he's got the glove. He's got
and
the
a can of
glove.
Clamato.
Oh, no.
And I know you
forgot
Canadians
about
can't
You
that.
deal with
sometimes call them the
rubbing a can of Clamato with the touchy gloves. I know you people
God.
can't resist that.
Oh, my
And I'm going to
God.
tell you what I'm going to do as soon as this segment's over. Let's
Jesus.
take this and I'm going to pour it right in the toilet like Americans do, like we belong. And the person who comes in behind me is going to look at that and looks like, oh my God, it looks like somebody's dying. And why does it smell of clams in here?
All right, to catch people up, last week on the morning Defo show, you ripped into your annual list of
Take 'em.
why you hate Canadians. during the Stanley Cup.
I did.
I took umbrage to it because I think a lot of the things that you cast as negatives are actually positives. I love
Like
Clamatos. I
milk.
love Bloody Caesars.
Bag milk, the bag milk.
And you think I'm some sort of Canadian spy.
I think it's
But no,
possible.
I
You,
just
you
think
ever
that
notice, Mike, Mayo, that you have to blow the dust off the clamato juice when you pick if you ever were inclined to pick up a jar at the store? Yeah.
He does.
I mean, it's like
he keeps it in the fridge.
I think Professor.
I brought one last week, and then I ended up giving it to my brother. He likes the Clamatos for his Bloody Mary too. But I'm glad that Ken brought a fresh reinforcement. Try it sometimes. Just jazz it up
I
with a
have
little,
tried. It's awful.
Worcestershire.
Right there with Skyline Chili,
Yeah,
my
it's
friend.
bad, man. You're allowed to like it.
Like
but
all
it's
good
rough.
Americans, I'm having a beer.
Canadians like
Okay.
churro.
But you cannot tell me,
We like
like, tell me this, Ken. I mean, if you're gonna make a Bloody Mary, do you use one of those pre-made
you a
mixes
Bloody
like
Mary
the
guy, though?
Zing Zing, or do you
I'm
actually
gonna
like?
be honest, I'm not a huge Bloody
Yeah,
Mary
yeah.
guy.
That's
Me
the-
either, man.
the
I-
But
tomato
if I
juice
were
again,
gonna
I
make
don't
it,
like
I would just
tomato
go
juice.
tomato and Worcestershire.
Yeah.
I don't like tomato juice.
If I was going to make one, I would give it to somebody else. I never understood the fascination with the Bloody Mary. I really didn't.
I don't understand the whole tomato-based, like the
Yeah.
Michelada. People rant and rave about. It's another one. Disgusting people like you like. I'm like, why do you want to ruin a beer with tomato juice? It's
Oh my god, really? That's a
Exactly.
thing?
Yeah.
that's the Michelada.
No, I would never do that.
That's gross.
I
Well, hate
would
saying
never.
gross.
I
You're
am
allowed to
not a
go big, but
Michelada fan.
That's
But my
Tomato
suspicion
juice and
my suspicion with all of this is
Yeah.
that I only recently discovered that was the national drink of Canada. Like, and I see Canadians
is it really?
out at bars in South Florida all the
I've
time.
never
I've never seen one order a Caesar.
No, they don't
So I suspect they're trying to keep this some sort of secret from us
on purpose.
When
for some reason or another that I can't really detect.
when you had a piece of the
Probably
foundry,
threatens national security.
when you had a piece of the foundry, did you put a tariff on the Canadian customer?
I should have.
Yeah.
He would have.
I should definitely have done that.
He definitely would have.
If you order poutine, you have to pay 150% more for it.
You're out. Yeah.
poutine is a fine dish, and SCTV and Schitt's Creek were fine television
Yeah,
programs.
first of all,
too.
Schitt's
So,
Creek
I mean,
was a rip-off of that terrible movie Tim Allen and Kirstie Alley did, where they're rich and then they're poor because he was cheating the SEC or whatever, and then they went to be Amish. That's just basically Schitt's Creek. They had to rip off a movie starring Tim Allen and Kirstie Alley, and this is like in the 2000s, which just tells you we're just stealing terrible ideas. And I actually looked this up. Do you know when SCTV went off of air, Mike Mayo?
I'm gonna say like the Canadian version went off the air probably like 1980 or 81, and then NBC picked it up for a short
1984.
stretch.
I looked 1984.
Okay,
I looked up. Do you want to know
Right.
some other news facts about 1984?
Oh, Jesus.
George Orwell.
Would you like to know what headline Newsweek actually did a cover story on 1984, which tells you somewhat of our mentality back in 1984? They actually did a front page story on is American youth's obsession with Dungeons and Dragons leading to more Satanism? This was an actual news story.
Oh my God.
This was an
Question,
actual front page of a respected periodical.
I miss those days.
Worried about
I wish that
Dungeons
was
and Dragons was going to
page
turn
news
American
now.
youth to Satanism. Which, I mean, say what you want about modern parents and their issues. They weren't worried about Dungeons and Dragons created Satanism. So I'm just saying, maybe leave 1984 in the past.
it just goes to show you the more things change, the more the media stays the same in terms of hyperbolic fear mongering. I mean, I think what was it 20 years ago? Pokemon Go was going to be ruining everybody's brains, right,
Yeah,
or
we did
something
think,
like
yep.
that.
Where are you, Mike Mayo? That's
Remember-
an interesting background. Where exactly are
Well,
you?
I just turned around. So, like, at first I was sitting in a chair, but the signal was coming in a little. I think it was bouncing off this mirrored. Yeah, I got to show you what we have here are these glass cabins, and it's like
Oh, you
all
still have that
reflective
points?
mirrors.
Yeah, he's at his
Yeah,
cabin.
yeah. We're
I
not
hope you're
gonna
using-
we're
I
not gonna
hope-
get on
I
the
hope you're
road.
using points there. I mean, that looks a little expensive for as remote as
This
it is.
is very expensive, and I got some bad news about this month's profit margin. No, no. I've saved up for this trip.
Oh,
And
this is
look,
part
this
of
place.
Let's Eat South Florida's budget. Nice.
Yeah,
like
this
it.
is
No,
look
no,
at the
I mean, so
sky
how
here.
is it there? It looks beautiful in the background.
It's called the Rogue River. It feeds into the Pacific Ocean at the junction of Gold Beach, Oregon, which is about 7 miles a little bit to the west of me. And this resort, apparently, it was a property that got rehabbed and redeveloped and opened as the Tutu Ton Lodge. I don't know what Tutu Ton is. It's probably some Native American name, but the place is interesting. It was named, I think Esquire had like the top 25 new resorts in the world and priced accordingly now. It's really hurting me.
Oh
It's
yeah.
but it's
Now, how would you find this place?
but
'Cause
it's
what I like about your daughter is she has expensive tastes,
Oh yeah.
and
yes.
especially when your money is involved.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Is Rogue Brewing
Yes.
right around there?
Yes, Rogue Brewing is around here. And I'm saying that totally just guessing, but I think I have seen some beer taps around with the Rogue Brewing. And it's Southern Oregon coast is spectacular. Big Sur gets all the love, and obviously Pebble Beach and Monterey, very scenic, very beautiful, also a little bit overdeveloped now, and so many people go up and down the Pacific Coast Highway at Big Sur. For my money, I love Southern Oregon because you can go right up. The 101 is the coastal route here, and also every bit as gorgeous and spectacular in terms of cliffs and topography and rocks sticking out of the water and beaches. And up the road, about 50 miles, is one of also the world's greatest golf course complexes called Bandon Dunes. I think we're going to stop there and maybe do a little hiking. They got some trails around
Well,
Bandon
why don't you
Dunes
play
Golf
nice?
Course. Because now, when I first went to Bandon Dunes when they only had one 18-hole course. It had just opened. It hadn't really made a name for itself, and they were charging $100 for the green fees. Now they have like 5 different courses, and I think the minimum is like $750 for a
No,
round of
a little
golf there. It's
expensive for
gotten
golf. Yeah.
crazy.
Jeez, really?
Plus,
Yeah, no, it's one of those. It's
plus
crazy,
it's
but
close to Pebble Beach.
gorgeous.
Jim Nance might sneak up on you. Come on, hello, friend. Would you like to see the
Hello,
toast
friend.
I carry in my pocket?
Would you give me a dime and I'll let you play nine?
Yeah, I think we're just gonna forsake the golf clubs, but we're gonna take some beach hike. It's been a beautiful trip so far. I do have one food anecdote I want to relate that doesn't relate to the pigeon head that was served on my plate at the Chinese dim sum restaurant.
Pigeon head?
Squab, they call it. Have you ever had squab,
I used
Professor?
to serve pigeon, believe it or not. It was a dish at the Dharma Greb restaurant. I've mentioned a few times. I was working at this Moroccan restaurant, and one of the dishes they had, and it was actually like a buck more than the rest of the entrees, which this certainly goes way back in time because it was $12 for the whole meal if you had the pigeon, as they called it, and
The pigeon.
it
Mhm.
wasn't an order that was mentioned frequently by any of the customers there, but people did like it. I mean, it was considered a delicacy, and they did a nice job with it there. I don't know that I
Yeah,
would go
well,
out of my
this
way to eat like
squab.
pigeon because I'm thinking you could whack a pigeon at the beach and save yourself the $12 when it came up to see
This
if
was
you could actually
$24.
$24. That's not bad.
Chinese restaurant.
For just the head?
Chinese restaurant, like an
Pigeon-
upscale Chinese restaurant in San Francisco called Dragon Bow, like Beaux, like your beautiful bow. But that had it was served, like kind of very nice, crispy, like it looked like a duck.
There he goes.
Oh, we lost the mailman there temporarily.
I'm going back.
The pigeon,
The PETA people coming in hot for
Kicking you off.
pigeon
Talking
and
about
rabbit
pigeon.
were two of those Moroccan dishes that were infrequently ordered.
I used to go
le
to
lapin, as they call
I
it.
used to go to a hunting lodge with my dad up in Georgia, and it was very much like the kind of place that like the Masters people, the golf tournament people would definitely have showed up and been weird and Southern and rich old money about. And like the first meal every time we went there was squab, and I was never that
I mean,
impressed.
did you eat it? Like I've
Yeah,
never had
I
pigeon.
ate it because it's like a 10-hour drive from where we were.
You're
And
starving.
we're hungry, but yeah, it was never like never a favorite.
All right. Well, we are here at Gulfstream Park's Ten Palms. Mike Mayo
We're
is,
chowing.
out
I mean,
in
this
Oregon.
is great. Man.
and I'll write what we have on the table. People always ask. We have the hot honey fried chicken sliders. I know they're not hot enough to Ken's liking, but they're solid. We really enjoy them. the truffle mac and cheese, sushi, the dragon roll, and I'm trying to remember the other roll. And then the empanadas that Ken's a big fan of here at Ten Palms. We do have the man himself, Michael Mayo, back as he's out in Oregon, and we will have a
Look at that sky.
brunch contest coming up shortly.
Very nice. You back with us,
Yeah.
man? All
Why
right.
don't we take? Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what happened. It shows us signals here, and then all of a
It's all
sudden
right.
it just
You know,
craps
we're
out.
Fine, you're
But
right.
It's the internet, man.
that's okay.
We speculated.
Well,
the
this place
TV
is so remote. No, this place is so remote. It doesn't have any TV sets. So last night I was relegated to listening to the game on Sirius XM while we were eating dinner. I had like the AirPod in my ear as we were dining on steak
Are you
and
able to
some
follow
fresh
it?
pasta.
Because
Oh yeah, I followed the whole thing.
yeah.
Oh, it was great.
I don't understand why that's supposed to be like a thing for people. Like, oh, there's no TV. We're very proud of the no TV.
I think that's so
If
Yeah,
weird.
what's
there's
the deal
stuff
on that?
on, well, what if there was a nuclear war?
Yeah.
You're not going to know
Can't you
about
just
it.
not watch the TV then? If you want to unplug,
Right.
can't you just have the
I would-
self-control
I
to
would-
not watch TV? Like,
You don't see resorts are like, oh, we have no books. We let no books around on this.
So they're charging you a ton of money.
Well,
They
pretty
don't even
soon
have
there might be
Couldn't you go to
might be
like the
book-free
night
resorts
watchman's
soon.
office and watch the thing on a black and white tube somewhere?
they don't have a bar.
Hey, you know what? Let's take our first break, and then
Yeah.
we'll come back. We'll do the contest, and we'll see if my signal holds up. And before we go into break, Father's Day weekend. Besides the great brunch there at Gulfstream on Sunday,
Batch. You're talking about Batch. They do a great job with brunch. They do a great job with happy hour and Father's Day. They will be open and they'll be doing a great job at Batch, all three locations, West Palm Beach, Delray, and Fort Lauderdale. So you definitely should check out Batch. They do a wonderful brunch. They also, if you want to go on Friday, they do a great happy hour as well today. So Batch definitely has you covered, whether it's fried chicken, biscuits, they're house made. I don't know if they make the whiskey, but I know that they do magical things to the whiskey that makes it fantastic. All other things, check out Batch and check us out when we come back here at 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park.
Say goodbye to the Clement.
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to bigger digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef owner Danny Surfer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And the summer specials are sizzling with BOGO lunch sandwiches every weekday from noon to 5 p.m. in June and July, Miami Spice menu in August, September, and drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the New River. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey District, just south of the Science Museum. For reservations and information, go to thehouseontheriver.com.
I keep freezing. We are here at Gulfstream Park's Ten Palms. Joe Beja, Mr. Executive Director of Hospitality, soon to join us. They will be doing another Taste of the Track at the end of July. So many things going on here at Gulfstream Park as it is Father's Day weekend. And I presume that would be Defo's dream place to spend Father's Day.
Perfect deal, man, when you get the buffet here. They do a great job. Look, you can't go wrong. You can sit all day in one of these seats, chow down the entire morning, they don't sit there and have some Nurse Ratched type saying, hey, you've been here twice
Well, the
already.
2-hour thing, and
It's unbelievable. It's a great spot. Many a Father's Day has been spent out here, sometimes alone.
I was going to say, are you fathering?
But no, a great place to spend the day. That's for sure, Lubie.
So we do have a table full of food. We will talk about what's going on here, and we'll talk a little bit more sports action. But I do want to get into the contest since we got a second.
Oh, do you have the?
I have the
agenda?
Fakakta contest. Yes.
All right.
We should just call it the Fakakta contest. Time for this week's Lunchbox Gulfstream 10 Palms Sunday brunch giveaway. As you should know by now, as I think we're in like hundreds of weeks of this.
We've been doing this here almost 4 years. Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's nuts. Email the answer to this week's restaurant trivia questions along with your horse selection for this week's Gulfstream Saturday contest race. It's race 9, by the way, this Saturday, numbers 1 through 11. So pick and number 1 through 11. And this week's tiebreaker, the winning team margin and total goals in game 5. So that'll be tomorrow's game.
And total goals.
Yeah. The Stanley Cup Finals, either you say who's going to win, by how much is how it usually goes. Do that to mikemayoeast@gmail.com by tomorrow at 12 p.m. Again, that is Saturday, June 14th. That's my father's birthday, and it's another gentleman's birthday, as we know,
nice.
nationally. But it will be Robert Lubitz's birthday, and it'll be the time, 12 p.m., when you have to have the contest in by mikemayoeats@gmail.com. We see Mike Mayo himself. We're going to start the contest.
He's sort of there, yeah.
In and out.
Yeah, can you hear and see me? I relocated to the main lodge where they supposedly have some Wi-Fi. So let's get the contest out of the way. Yeah,
yes,
okay.
Doing that right now.
Good.
Okay, so again, it's the 9th race tomorrow here at Gulfstream Park. Is one of the I guess it's the second leg after we do the restaurant.
We've got restaurants
1 through 11, and then the third tiebreaker, because we need 3 tiebreakers when we do this, is game 5 of the Panthers Oilers tomorrow. The pivotal, as Defo likes to say, game 5, as it's now knotted up 2-2, and it feels leaning the Oilers way after whatever the hell that was last night for the Panthers. All right, here we go. This week's Gulfstream Saturday contest.
Wait. 1 second, Lubie. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
just to make it extra difficult, because I love to make it as confusing as possible, the tiebreaker involving the game 5 of the Cup Finals,
Yeah, Defo was
Panthers Oilers tomorrow night,
trying to
has
figure that out.
3 prongs to it. You got to give me the winning team, winning team, so Panthers or Oilers, the margin, so let's say the Panthers win by 1 goal, and
Okay.
then the total number of goals scored in the game. So if you think it's going to be
He's trying
a
to get that
3-2,
You don't want no one
Panther-
competing in this.
He's trying to get that.
The
fan
thing is with hockey,
Yeah,
everybody,
we're gonna do a
Yeah,
3-game
he's
parlay.
not making a parlay.
and in hockey, everybody's going to go by Panthers by 1 goal, Panthers by 2 goals. That's not enough. I need another
Better than enough.
differentiator. So
Okay, you're insane.
Yeah.
3. Uh-oh. Can you still see me? It's
Here you
fading.
go.
I'm
You're fine.
fading.
Where you-
Let's get
you're
to the
fine.
restaurant.
All right, so okay, I'm
Okay.
not reading the rest of this nonsense. All right,
You
here we
can
go.
read the restaurant clues because it's
Yeah, I'm doing
so
to do the
very
restaurant.
confusing, which I
There's a lot
love.
of nonsense. You go through all this every week. I guess we tune you out. All right, for this week's restaurant,
You don't
we
have to go
celebrate-
through all the rules.
we celebrate Father's Day. I'm not doing any more rules. The clues are, so we're at the restaurant portion of this Fakakta contest. Number 1, this Delray Beach favorite in a historic home is not named for anyone's father, but it is how babies might first call out for the paternal parents. Okay, I have no
All
idea,
right.
but maybe the
I have
gentleman
that.
do. Number
already
2.
got it.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
The restaurant's name.
I don't think it's a favorite of Mayo's, though.
Oh, it's the one. Oh, okay, then
He's
everyone will know.
panned this restaurant.
does
in the
have
past,
Not my
although I
favorite
like-
food, but
He says it's.
I like it a lot.
I respect the fact that so many. Yeah.
Go on, we hear you. All right, number 2.
The
The
food is not
restaurant's name.
my favorite.
Okay, the restaurant's name actually stems
ahead.
from a European art movement that arose in response to the horrors of World War One. Okay, I think by now everyone probably has it. And number 3, if you still don't have it, we may have already used this restaurant, known for its bacon wrapped dates and mojitos, in the past. But hey, what do you want from them on vacation? It's owned by Rodney Mayo's Subculture Group, and Rodney Mayo was neither his father nor related to him. Good luck and happy Father's Day. So this Delray legendary spot, and
By the way, for once, I'm
I think everyone gets it.
100% with Mayo. I found the food to be very overrated, although the vibe and the culture of the place is great.
I like it.
Right.
He was a fan.
Really
Yeah.
nice atmosphere.
I've never
Great
been.
place to have a drink, maybe an appetizer.
My
But
wife's
as far as a
I'm
full
not- I'm
dinner,
not sure she likes it.
if I'm schlepping to Delray, there's like 5 other places I'd rather go eat dinner. But that's just me. I
Maybe.
appreciate the fact that so many people love it. So that's it.
Yeah, well, look, it's well known in the
so-
dates.
I think it's a good
Yes.
spot. I like the job they do. They
Yeah,
really
sure.
do. Yeah.
All right, so there's your contest for this week.
Hey,
And
Although
Joe,
Mayo
be sure
tried to
Thank
nail
you.
me today on a Let's Eat South Florida post about May's Kitchen, which
I didn't know you. I just tagged
wrong
you.
with
The
May's
kids call it tagging. Somebody
somebody
the
thought
group.
it was like going to Woe Hops. I mean, in New York. I don't know. I mean, it's
It's like a
okay.
legendary
No.
New York Chinese
Oh,
place.
okay.
Somebody posted what I call a query post, which is just not, it's neither positive or negative, but they just said, May's Kitchen in Pompano Beach. How is it? And what should I get there? And I just tagged Defo because I know he's like May's Kitchen #1 fan. So that's it.
I lost my affection for
They
May's
used to
Kitchen.
go there.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I haven't
Things
been
have
there in
changed.
like 3 years.
Things have changed.
Well,
since
I got to be honest.
It used to be good.
I got to be
cheap
honest
Chinese.
too,
You
Ken.
went there. You didn't care for it.
Mayo had
I
it.
went there. I ordered a couple things just to kind of, give it the Mayo
yeah,
chance. I went in very open-minded. And the thing I loved about it was while you're waiting, after you place your order up at the front counter, besides the little plastic folding chairs, they had a copy of Bon Appetit magazine. Like, actually, like they have a subscription. It gets sent to
classing it
May's
up.
Kitchen. It actually had the label address.
Maybe they knew you
and-
were coming, Mayo. Maybe they knew the review guy was coming, and they're like, "Let's suck up to it."
and
I'll
then
give you an update too. I wasn't in
Yeah.
not that long ago. I went in there for some fried rice, my usual thing after a tennis match. There at the Pompano facility, and they took out the plexiglass, so it doesn't look like a check cashing store anymore.
Oh, they took out the plexiglass.
really? That's a shocking development. Does that mean they have a better clientele now? They're not living in
No, I don't know.
No,
I mean, and I'd have to say the
You're not-
quality of the fried rice has gone down. I would.
No, it's not good.
I
It was
would
not,
not
good.
go back there again. I
Yeah,
would.
something happened.
You know what is very good? And I was just there. I picked up some food before one of the Panthers games last week before I left. Juan's, our
Oh, Juan's is
sponsor
a
and
great
friend
one.
Alex. But that, that very lightly fried rice with the egg and onion
Yeah,
that
that
he
was
made
nice.
for
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
I got one of those for, for a little home, well, we picked it up but it was great. We had that, the Singapore noodles, and some wonton soup. And I wasn't feeling the best that day, and it just lifted my spirits right away. So,
They do a great
Juan's,
job.
east side of
Juan
Fort
versus
Lauderdale.
May's Kitchen
Oh,
is a
good.
blowout,
Good.
much like
Yeah.
the first period of the Panther game
Yeah,
last night.
yeah,
It
exactly.
was Panthers versus
Yeah.
Edmonton.
Yeah.
And
Period.
that second period, what happened? The Panthers are supposed to own the second period, and they
This-
totally fell on their face, and complacency took hold. And
Yep.
this is why I thought that the series is going to go 7 games. Now, what we learned after last night is two things. It's either going to go 6 games or it's going to go 7 games. If it
Yes.
goes 7 games, I
Way to
win
go
lots of
for that
money,
nice science.
maybe enough to cover my night here at the Tutu-Tongue Lodge.
Oh,
So
nice.
I am rooting hard for a
So you're talking
7 game
several
series, and
times if it goes 7.
no, about 7 sticks, which is what a night here costs. So that's
Oh,
it.
wow.
It's
700.
Kind of
With
parlay
no
you got
TV,
with?
with no
That's right.
TV,
Yeah.
no TV
700.
and a very
How do
tiny
you
room,
justify
but it was the most comfortable bed I've slept in
Mhm.
years.
These are
it?
Really
All right,
good
very nice.
bed here. So
These are good. Bed.
that's it.
Sounds like you
Hey,
feel
I
like
want
you
to
made
give
a
one more
mistake.
Go on.
Yeah, I live with no regrets. You just move
Oh,
forward,
good.
especially on these road trips. Tonight, we're going to be going further up the coast and heading towards Portland for the final 2 nights of the vacation with my friend Eric, where the room rate is my favorite one, free. So
0.0.
that's going to be yeah,
Leave a
0.0.
mistake, there's troubles.
Can I just give one more food anecdote
Mhm.
before we take our second break, and we'll probably welcome in Joe Beja. But I was in San Francisco, and you know what? I'm totally defeating Ozempic. It's like when you go on vacation, all your medications, I'm still taking them, but I just don't feel any effects of them. So I'm drinking, I'm eating, I'm doing everything. So before we left San Francisco yesterday, we hit not one, but 2 different bakeries for breakfast in the neighborhood where my friend lives, where we were staying. It's called Noe Valley. It's kind of on the other side of a hill, a little bit removed from all the hustle bustle and tourists and all that. But first, we went to a French bakery called Le Boulangerie. Excellent. We had a pistachio raspberry croissant, and we also had a nice breakfast sandwich on a brioche bun. Delicious. But then we were taking a walk up and down the block. We went into this other well-regarded bakery called the Noe Valley Bakery. And we're in there, we're looking at the display case. I'm not really hungry, but we said, maybe we should pick up some, snacks for the drive. It's going to be a long drive. And we're looking at the display case, and they're known for their scones. They have a blueberry pecan scone. And I was like saying, should I get a scone? Should I get some other pastry? This woman just looks at me and she goes, you got to get the scone. You got to get the blueberry pecan scone. I was like, why? She goes, a friend of mine, she was pregnant, went into labor on her way to the hospital, and she insisted that the Uber driver stop here so she could pick up some of the blueberry pecan scones. And I was like, that's a scone I got to try. So I got
Also,
it.
your friend's an idiot.
I hope the kid turned out all right.
You're in labor and you stop to get scones.
It's a very San Francisco thing. You got to admit, there's some
it's a-
very, very San Francisco things, Dan.
They don't
And,
have Uber Eats in San Francisco.
they probably invented it in San Francisco, but the
There you
people are all
go.
broke from using it. All the surcharges they put on it. But in any event, we did pick up the scone. We did have it on the road trip, and it was fantastic. So that was
Nice. So it
another
wasn't.
happy story. We did also go.
It wasn't like the dry scone. It was like actually like what scones are supposed to be.
No, it had a little moisture in it between the blueberries, which were very fresh. It was a very non-dry scone. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very
I don't think they suck. I thought that's what his thing was. All right. So do you want to? We want to take one more break. And we lost him again. All right. So let's take a break. We welcome back Mr. Mike Mayo. We'll take our second break, and then hopefully we'll come back with the one and only Joe Beja here at Gulfstream Park's 10 Palms, Mike Mayo's Lunchbox.
When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa de Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hour 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years. Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. The kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late-night bites and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a good time anytime, Shenanigans.
Oh, we still do have mail.
Oh, he's there.
Surprised.
Oh, look, I'm back. I don't know how for how long, but I see Joe Beja. Welcome, Joe. How are you this week?
I'm great. How you doing out there on the West Coast?
Good. I'm having some technological issues. You would think these people at a very fancy schmancy resort in Oregon would have their Wi-Fi and other things to get put together, but no. But that's okay because I'm at Wancher, Joe. It is beautiful here. I'm on the Rogue River and getting ready for a nice Father's Day weekend, as you are.
Yeah. Yeah, you get some nice Pinot Noirs out there, so can't complain, right?
It's all good. All right, I'm just going to throw it to you guys. Joe,
Yeah.
Joe, talk
So we're here
about
going to
what's coming up this
Palms.
weekend.
As it is Father's Day weekend.
Right.
As a father, there's not much better place to spend your Father's
Yeah,
Day than here.
I mean, honestly, it's you know, if you love horse racing and you want something to do for your dads and for Father's Day, it's nice not to have them do their own grilling.
Yep.
Come on out to Gulfstream Park. So you're able to make reservations on Ten Palm on the on
Gulfstream
Open
Park.
Table.
Okay.
On Open Table, it's not a ticketed event, so you can feel free to. And we are taking walk-ins as well.
Okay.
Current reservations are at 679.
Okay. Nice.
So it's pretty good.
Wow.
Usually, historically,
That's a lot of folks.
yeah, we usually open up on Father's Day with about 800 people, and then we get a few more walk-ins from there. So we're ready to go. We're prepared for 1,000.
Oh wow.
So we'll be ready to go. And the menu is great. I have a copy of it here in front of me.
So
and,
Mike mentioned it was an enhanced brunch for.
Yes. So the price is $85 per person. That will include obviously your choice of. It always includes the first mimosa, but with Father's Day, historically we've always allowed everyone to switch out for a draft beer if they won't want the mimosa.
Nice.
And then now this year we're adding the option of trading it out for an Old Forester Old Fashioned.
Nice.
Okay.
So there's a few options for our dads to do something with that. And then the guys from Brown Forman and Old Forester will be here in the front. And through Primo Liquors, we're going to do a bottle engraving. So if you'd like to buy a bottle of Woodford Reserve or an Old Forester, you could actually buy it through Primo Liquors on a little barcode.
Oh, nice.
And then
Love
they're
Primo
going to do the bottle engraving
That'd
at
get
the front.
expensive to me if you go to that.
Yeah, but we
I
don't
need to
we,
hit a super to cover that.
yeah, we don't have the license to cash and carry, so we'd rather wash our hands of that, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but it's a nice activation for the fathers that are here as well. So if I can go on to the buffet here a little bit. So, usual Sunday brunch. So we have our salad bar and we have our fruit platter and crudité and cheese, charcuterie.
You guys do a great job.
We got the seafood bar. Of course, we're going to have the omelet station. The carving station will have its usual prime rib and turkey. And we've added dry rub pork spare ribs on the carving station. The hot items will include a whiskey glazed flat iron steak, a lobster frittata with Gruyere. Of course, we'll have bacon, and we'll have a smashed potato and dewy hash.
Oh, nice.
We will have Southwest grilled corn, loaded mashed potatoes. We'll have a grilled ginger beer barbecue. I'm sorry, I think the grilled is a mistake. Excuse me, typo. Ginger beer barbecue chicken drumsticks, baked salmon with a sherry vinegar glaze, Italian sausage and peppers, penne alla vodka. And our second station of the day will be a backyard smash burger station with your choice of all the fixins.
You guys did a lot of good stuff there. That's
It's
problematic to some degree.
Problematic. No, that's why it's great because you can come here. How early can you guys open the doors?
Doors will be opening at 11.
Oh, wow.
Yep, buffet will open at 11:30. We have a giant balloon wall in the front, like we did for Mother's Day.
People
So we'll
love
do
it.
it today
Yep.
for Father's Day.
Good
And
pictures with that.
great,
People love it.
great photo opportunity for all the family. We have plenty of high chairs, booster seats. So we're good.
And how late is the buffet open, and then how late is racing? Do you know?
I believe the final race on Sunday is 5:45. So buffet will be till about 5 o'clock.
Nice.
That's a great day for that.
Yeah.
So, it is and it isn't.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You come in and you feel like you should definitely have a lobster frittata because, they're throwing out a lobster frittata.
Yeah, but then there's smash burgers.
But, man, there's so much else good. Like, I feel like I could go for, 3 portions of some andouille hash. I've never had that, but
no, that's great.
sounds great.
I always tell people.
The nice part, guys. The nice part is you can come in and have breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's exactly how I was
beauty
about
of
to
the
say.
buffet.
You can get here at
Yeah.
11:30, and you can have
Stay
a
till
3
5.
meals. Stay till 5. Get those desserts at
For
$4.59.
$85.
Yeah.
You can't beat that deal. Let me ask you this, Joe Beja. I know that I have done in the past. I've ordered a Bloody Mary. Can you order a Bloody Caesar at Gulfstream made with Clamato juice, Canada's
There we
finest
go.
drink?
That's fine.
You notice he snuck
honestly,
off to the Canadian border.
I don't think I have Clamato in house at the moment.
There's a reason.
So
Nobody likes
But-
it, Mayo.
wants that.
Yeah,
Do
unfortunately.
you have any opposition to Clamato? Because Ken, the gentleman next to you, for some reason has an issue with Clamato, and I just think it makes a fine cocktail. So
I don't
have
have
you
it.
had a
I don't, and I believe I had one at Moxie's in Fort Lauderdale. It is a Canadian
It is.
Of
restaurant
course.
group, and I think it is on their
Yeah.
menu.
Yes.
I went there for Sunday brunch about a couple of months ago, and I think I had one.
What was your opinion?
all right?
I didn't mind it.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah.
I
But I'm
carry
a-
a amount of Canadian antagonism during this damn time.
But also when it comes to Bloody Marys, I'm a one and done. I get my one and then I'll move on to
I've
something
never-
else.
Yeah, I'm not.
I've never been a fan of. I just think they're better options.
It's not a tomato
for
juice
bread.
guy.
But I also got to say, glad to see Gulfstream embracing the Father's Day brunch because
Yes.
normally brunch is all the Mother's Day, and you try to find a decent brunch, and like the ones that are normally good are now double priced. And
Yep.
because it's Mother's Day. But I'm glad to see Gulfstream embracing the Father's Day, and you get the little twist. Dad can have a little action, a little horse action,
Yep.
and a
Well,
quality
and as
Father's Day
we've
brunch.
seen at the brunch bashes, we've thrown thanks to Joe Beja here. You've had your friends' kids come, and they've had more fun than we. They were picking winners.
But I'd
They
say
were going
better
to
at
the
horse
horses.
picking, better
You
picking
know,
horses.
like, they enjoy themselves here.
Yeah, this is my 8th year, 8.5 years with Gulfstream Park, and it's funny because the first couple of years caught me off guard because
Like
you figure
kids.
Mother's Day is the big brunch day,
Yeah.
and then Father's Day is like an afterthought. Oh, everyone's going to stay home and they're going to grill, And then I'm here on the first Father's Day that I worked here, and like we're going to do one buffet, and then we'll do a la carte and everything else. And the line for the buffet was halfway down the restaurant. I was like, oh my God, I have to do 2 buffets, and I have to do,
Nice.
all this like crazy stuff. And this weekend will be 2 buffets, and it just turns out that because there are so many options for Mother's Day,
Yep.
there's such a great selection that we never historically got
jammed
as much as we did on Father's Day.
Interesting.
And now this year, on Mother's Day, we did over 850. So we'll see how.
Well, let's be honest. I also like that you're coming in at a reasonable price because there are several places, I'm not naming any names, but are famous for brunch around town. And, normally $60, $75. And then all of a sudden, Mother's Day, now it's $190.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm exaggerating a little bit,
No,
but
but
it's
125,
150,
150 is very
yeah.
common.
I mean, in all honesty, our normal brunch price is 55, which I've kept it low.
Yeah.
And next season, quite honestly, it might go to 59 or 60.
Right.
I'm playing with the
Prices are up.
psychological factor of saving the dollar and keeping it at 59.
Yeah.
Because everything is going up. It's not
Yep.
just
Oh, well, your cost.
it's not just food costs. And don't forget, I have
very well aware.
I give
Staff,
annual raises. I give
Labor.
annual raises to all my hourly employees, and that happens on September
Yeah.
1. So when
Yep.
December 1 rolls around, the daily. But I don't see doubling my price. I don't get a need for that.
I
and
think
stuff.
you're
It's
at a very
just-
fair point for a
it's-
holiday where it's going to be crowded, and you're adding your added value there. You're
Yes.
giving them some
Well, that's-
extra.
and
the thing
that's
you
the
talked
goal.
about last week.
Premier
That's,
type of items.
this is the first year we're going from $75 to $85. And I'm very sensitive. Like I won't go to 95 next year. It's just not my
Yeah.
thing. I
You're doing what you
I
can, yeah.
did the bump, and I'm at the bump, and I'm good. And I just want to make sure there's some perceived value with doing something like that.
So,
Nice. Hey, and talking about value, you got that Taste of the Track is going to be coming up before you know it again in July, right? Tacos and tequila coming
That
up
is correct.
next.
July 26th will be tacos and tequila. I actually met with one of the liquor representatives from Southern Wine and Spirits yesterday, and we went through our list of tequilas already and different ones that we're going to reach out to and so forth. And it'll be a who's who of tequilas that day from, Don Julio and Casamigos and Patron and all the other heavy hitters, as well as some, smaller ones that may not be as popular, but are producing some really, really great juice like Cantera Negra and a few others, Código and et cetera.
All right. That's going to be end of July. So after Father's Day, there's always something to look forward to at Gulfstream Park on their dining and events calendar. It's you do such a fantastic job with all those Taste of the Tracks. It's really worthwhile. For those who haven't been out there to check it out, you don't even have to know a horse's tail from its mane. It's a great day. And again, you get all those different bites and different sips. It's really good. The Italian one that you just threw around the Memorial Day weekend was fantastic. I had a carpaccio here at this fancy schmancy resort last night. It was good. I mean, it was a very good carpaccio. It was also $32. I went to the martinis, paninis, and linguini, and this carpaccio.
He's holding us. There you go.
Never trust a resort that doesn't have TVs.
This is true. I think it might be run by Canadians, Ken.
Makes sense. I mean, if all you had was Canadian TV, it would be worth watching anyway.
I did. Yeah, you know what? They have a VHS tape in the lodge here of
Oh my God.
SCTV. So that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Man, when
And
you say-
Scrabble and
Honestly,
Dungeons
that's
and
not like-
Dragons.
That's not being retro or like
That's sad.
in connection. That's it, yeah.
Especially for 700 a night.
You can't get a
At least have a
DVD
DVD
player.
player. You could have
Yeah.
the streamers on there.
It's all a ploy by Mike. He's like, I'm gonna have some quality time with my daughter. No Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
She has no
Oh,
choice
no.
in the conversation.
That's actually a
It's
very
Actually, it gets
valid
terrible.
point.
Yeah.
We have had a great time. Great dad and daughter trip. Let's talk some sports, guys. We talked Panthers a little bit earlier. I want to get Joe's impressions on not just what he thinks is going to happen now that it's a best of 3 series in the Stanley Cup, but also the NBA turned out to be a surprise. Everybody thought it was going to be an OKC runaway, and it's not. What do you foresee happening, Joe Beja, basketball fan, in the next few nights in terms of the NBA Finals?
I'm not ready to bet against the Thunder just yet, but I have to say I would not be surprised now if the Pacers did win. Where if you told me earlier at the start of it, what do you think of the Pacers' chances of winning? I said I think they'd be lucky to win 1 game, maybe 2.
Yep.
Now I wouldn't be surprised if they actually won, and I really think it's not because of Halliburton or anybody or the players. I think they should give the MVP. If the Pacers win, they should give the MVP trophy to Carlisle
Yeah, he's done a good
because
job.
he's done such a masterful job of the little nuances of defensive schemes and how he's positioned his players, I think, to be successful. I think this is his repeat of
The Mavs and the
2011
Heat,
with the Mavericks against the Heat. I mean, no one expected the Mavericks to even come close to beating the Heat when they had the big 3 in 2011.
Yep.
And now I think he's just doing another masterful job 14 years later with the Pacers. And so I wouldn't be surprised if I think tonight's going to be the Thunder again for some reason.
Yeah, they're going to pound.
I other than my Knicks, I don't see the Pacers winning 2 games in a row. But again, I think OKC will tie it up tonight, but I wouldn't be surprised which way it goes. Either way.
Yeah, I foresee again. I think it's going to be maybe a 7-game series in both. And again, what do you think now that the Panthers gave up the ghost last night? Again, 2 very uncharacteristic losses. The Panthers, 2 games where they were ahead, give up leads, which is something they have not done during these great Stanley Cup runs of the last
I
couple
saw
of
that great
years.
stat. I don't know if anyone. Sorry. No, Mike, I was going to say, I'm sorry.
Are we making too much of it?
No, there's a lot to be said. I think when somebody comes back that's done something that's never been done before. So the fact that in Stanley Cup Finals, I think I read a stat today that a team leading 3-0 after the first period was 37-0. And so now it's 37-1 after last night. So I think there's a lot to be said for teams that have done something that have never been done before. And the fact that this is one of the greatest finals the Stanley Cup we've ever seen in years. 3 overtime games.
3 OTs out of the first 4 games, and they're just getting warmed up. I really hope it goes 7 games, not just for the sake of it's fun as a fan, but also for my wallet, because that's what I said before the series started is it's going to go 7 games. My head says Edmonton in 7. My heart says Florida in 7, but my bets went on a 7-game series with the Panthers winning, but if it goes 7, I'll break even. If the Panthers win, I win enough to afford this one night at this overpriced resort.
Yeah, I'm Michael. Mike. I'm exactly on the same wavelength. When the series started, I figured maybe this is the year for Edmonton. Draisaitl was healthy, and of course you got Connor McDavid. So I really thought there's going to be an Edmonton with the home ice in 7, and then you see how the Panthers come out and they win that game 3-6-1, and you're like, okay, maybe it's going to be the Panthers in 6 or the Panthers in 7. But, I really don't know what to predict on this one.
We'll see. Let me ask Canadian hater Ken one question. Isn't there just one little part of you that feels for this entire hapless nation that has not lifted Lord Stanley's Cup, hasn't had the chance to see the white glove guy parade around their city since what, 1993?
93, yeah.
That's like asking, would I mind if North Carolina never won another title in college basketball? Would I mind if Duke never won anything? Of course, I would laugh hysterically at that. I don't know what you're talking. Why would I feel bad for them? Like, you got outpaced at a sport you invented. That is a sport you were supposedly the best. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If all of a sudden, I don't know, the Dominican Republic started dominating Major League Baseball somehow, I wouldn't mind that. I would kind of laugh. I'd be like, oh no, not another Red Sox title. Oh, what a tragedy.
As a UNLV grad, I'll agree with you on the Duke.
yeah,
You were there.
and not seeing Duke
One
win
of my
another
most-
national championship.
one of my most painful beats of all time.
He was
All
good.
right.
He won't be an LV.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to get you started, Ken. All I know is that, look, as a hockey fan, I'm enjoying this immensely. It is two supremely talented teams.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
just love the overreaction
Absolutely.
after every game in a playoff. Like, "Oh, no, the Edmonton's done after the 6-1 blow." No, they're not done. They've got some really good talent.
I'm not gonna lie.
And
After the first period last night,
It
I
should
thought
have been
they were
done. It should have been done. If the Panthers,
yeah, but they're
played-
showing some championship talent and metal, right? I mean, the fact that they didn't just roll
I mean,
over
they've
and
never
quit
won a
on the road.
championship, so now they're going to show
And-
something they don't have.
And they pulled the goal. And they pulled the goalie.
yeah, they
And
changed the goal.
they did the
goal.
switch. All right, now let's get up to what I consider Lubie's ridiculous fandom, where he says the Panthers should yank Bobrovsky
I didn't
going
say
into
should yank going
pivotal
forward.
game 5.
I didn't say that. I
No?
said in the game, when you give up 3
Oh.
goals in 10 minutes, I don't want to see the rest of that game.
Mm.
When it's still a tie game and he's the guy who got you there
Mm.
last year, no, I'm sorry, that's
I would have put him
ridiculous.
back in for game
That's an
5.
overreaction.
And I don't know who their backup
Yeah.
is, so obviously they're not even trying to have a backup. Like ever since the Stolars
I mean,
You
2
don't know
years
the
ago,
backup, and you want to go to him in the most
No,
pressure
I
packed
knew they wouldn't do it.
situation.
I
of the
just
whole-
I knew they wouldn't do it. It was just, to me, as someone who's watched a lot of sports, I give them credit for saying, you know what, Skinner, you're not getting the job done. You've given up 3 goals in a period, which should never happen in the Stanley Cup Finals. You're out. Well, he did the same thing that Skinner did. Whatever the score was, I don't care. He did what Skinner
Except they
did.
didn't give up 6 goals the game before.
No,
too.
well, he gave up 5 goals.
Right.
The Pickard kid gave up another goal.
Yeah,
And then that's fine. So that's why Skinner went out in that game too. Like, to me, and I knew it would be rash, and I know they wouldn't do it, but to me, Bob was not going to win that game. They were not going to win the game with Bob in the net, and they didn't win the game with
Look,
Bob. So I'd rather
How
see them
about your
stick up with him.
captain? How about your captain Barkov shouldn't be like flicking the puck up and getting a delay of game penalty
He's
that's
enough.
costly. You know, it's like these are the kind of mistakes that puts pressure on a goalie. And look, it's a 3-game series now. Best of best of 3. It's great. Enjoy it. This is high quality hockey, high drama, overtimes. I'm really gonna just sit back and enjoy it, whatever happens. And again,
Relish
we've
the
got our cup
opportunity-
from last year.
You should relish the opportunity to rub salt in the wounds of Edmonton.
See, I would.
As if it had been 4-1, it
win in
really wouldn't have
6.
been that painful for them.
Yeah.
So if
See,
you take them out in Edmonton in Game 7, that's
Yeah.
really
Oh,
good.
so
Ken,
we won the game 7.
Ken, they already have to suffer the fate of living in Edmonton 12 months a year.
That's
Let them
their choice.
have a little piece of happiness.
That's their
I don't
choice.
know. Hey Joe, thanks for everything. I think we're gonna go to the third and final break. I think I'm gonna cut out because
You're
I have
good.
no
All
idea
right.
if
We'll
it's
find
gonna last. But again, contests, get those contest entries in by noon tomorrow. It's the 9th race at Gulfstream, 1 through 11. It is Game 5 result in the Stanley Cup Final with the winning team, the winning margin, and the total number of goals in the game. Send it all to MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow. That's noon Eastern time, not Pacific time. So,
Yes.
and hopefully everybody has a great Father's Day weekend. Joe, thank you. I hope you have a great Father's Day
Father-
weekend as well with your
Cheers. Thank
daughter.
you, Mike.
And before we go, I got to put in the good word about our friends at Tropical Acres. They are also going to be open for Father's Day dinner from 3 to 9 p.m. So you could do a daily double. Go out to Gulfstream for your brunch, play some races, and then head on over to Tropical Acres. They're going to have a special Father's Day menu with some of your favorites. The prime rib, and of course, twin lobster special, which will be priced accordingly for the holiday. Usually you can get it Monday through Friday, including tonight, at $39 with a salad and a side dish. We love Tropical Acres. There's still availability left, 3 to 9 p.m. for Father's Day. Give them a call, 954-989-2500. We love Tropical Acres. They've been doing it for over 75 years. Hospitality and quality, that's their trademarks. All right, let's take the third and final break, and I'm going to get out of here and move on up the road, and we'll see everybody back on Monday there'll be another encore edition. Tuesday we'll be back live on my birthday from
That's
Casa
amazing.
D'Angelo in Aventura, so that's going to be a fun show. So everybody have a great weekend. To all the dads out there, make sure your kids treat you right, make them at least buy you a beer, not a Bloody Caesar. Old fashions at Gulfstream. Old fashioned at Gulfstream sounds like a great idea. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you after the break, and have a great weekend.
For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information, go to tavernakima.com. When I get a craving for real Southern barbecue, Fat Boys Barbecue is the place that I call home. Cooked low and slow with proper smoke and dry rub goodness, Fat Boys has some of the best ribs, brisket, burnt ends, pulled pork, and chicken around. 5 delectable sauces and the tastiest collard greens, candied yams, and cornbread this side of heaven. 4 locations, including Deerfield, Coral Springs, Cypress Creek Road, and their newest location in downtown Fort Lauderdale, 706 South Federal Highway. Open 7 days with great lunch specials, online ordering, delivery, catering, and food trucks for your next event. To order, go to fatboysbarbecue.com today. That's Fat Boys with a Z, as in amazing. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food and a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. For casual yet sophisticated contemporary American cuisine, Burton's Grill and Bar, now with 2 South Florida locations, 1003 South University Drive in Plantation and 5580 North Military Trail in Boca. I've become a huge fan of this place. Great food and hospitality, family-friendly, a full gluten-free menu, and a staff that's very mindful of guest allergies and special dietary needs. They're open 7 days with an all-day menu, weekend brunch, and happy hour specials. And oh, don't miss that short rib grilled cheese or their famed key lime pie. So good. They offer catering and delivery, and download the Burton's app for extra specials and bonuses, including $15 to sign up. Go to burtonsgrill.com for more information.
All righty, that'll do it for this week. Appreciate everyone joining us today as we are at Gulfstream Park's Ten Palms. Again, get your Ten Palms Brunch Contests in by tomorrow at 12 o'clock. MikeMayoEats@gmail.com. That will be the 9th race, which 1 through 11. The Panthers and Oilers game 5, which is tomorrow night. The winner, their margin, and the total goals, and the restaurant, obviously, as well. Mayo probably will post that up on Let's Eat later as well. Appreciate everyone joining us. We will be having an encore edition, as Mayo just said, but Tuesday we'll be back at Casa D'Angelo. Happy Father's Day.
And if you haven't made plans yet, special brunch out here
Right
at
here,
Gulfstream.
Yep. You can be here
For
literally
Father's Day.
all day, 11:30 to 5. The kids will love it. You'll love it. The family will love it. Gulfstream Park, Ten Palms. Thank you to Joe Beja. Thank you to the Ken Man, the Professor Jacobsen, and Defo himself, and Mike Mayo. Enjoy the left coast. Enjoy your weekend. Happy Father's Day, one and all. And we'll see you again next week on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox.